Hello and welcome back to the Milan Save on Football Manager 2023, where we are of course in charge of AC Milan in our quest to win the Champions League with them for the first time since 2007. Since the last episode, we were meant to have played 2 league games. However, one of those league games has been postponed until January. That was the one against Fiorentina. So we've only actually played 1 league game off camera. We did play a couple of friendlies just to keep ourselves sharp. We beat Hamburg 3-0 and Leipzig we lost 2-1, but a lot of our players were on international duty, so it was a bit of a youth-orientated squad for that one. But then the one league game that we did play was away to Sassuolo, and we smashed them 4-0. Diaz, Giroud, a returning Rafael Leao, he's back from injury, and Junior Messias getting the goals in that one. You can see it was a bit of a rotated squad as well. We've got Gabbia there instead of Kier, Balotore instead of Theo Hernandez. A few changes up front as well. But yeah, we managed to get the 3 points, which is all important. Today, we have a double header against Chelsea in the Champions League. So the challenges keep on coming. So there's not much more that's really happened since the last episode. One thing that did happen is we signed Ismail Benessa to a new contract, which is amazing because in the summer, he had his heart set on leaving at the end of his contract, which was due to expire at the end of the 23-24 season. But he came to me and said he wanted a new deal. So we've signed him to a new deal it's a 5-year contract. It's a big wage increase, £120,000. I feel like my wage budget is getting a little bit out of control now. Obviously signed Rafael Leao to a new contract, 180 grand a week. Benessa is now on 120 grand a week. Giroud, I signed him to a new deal. He's on like 80 grand a week, which is madness. I don't know why I did that. He's like 36 years old. But then again, he is still bagging the goals in. But at some point, it's gonna spiral out of control. But hopefully we'll have won the Champions League by then. So there has been a couple of games. The early kickoffs have happened in the Champions League so far. In our group, one of the games was in our group at least, Bayer Leverkusen beating Monaco by 2-0, which means that the group looks like this as we head into the game against Chelsea. We are apparently now bottom. However, we are one of 3 teams that are on 3 points and can join Bayer Leverkusen on 6 points and go above them, I believe, on head-to-head. I checked this last time, and it was definitely head-to-head. League sorting rules, results between teams. Oh. Goal difference. Okay. What? Team records against other teams on the same points will be sorted by the rules in the following order. Goal difference and then goals scored. Okay, that's confusing to me. If anyone can explain that in a more layman's terms, I'd be very grateful. Is it just goal difference that we go on to figure out who finishes where if they're level on points? Help me out. So ahead of the Chelsea game, this is the lineup we're going for. We're going to try and play a game against a big team where we stick with our 4-2-3-1 formation with the gegenpress rather than moving to the other one, because I feel like the other tactic isn't really working against the big teams and we're not really creating much. So we have Maignan in goal, Kalulu, Tomori, a returning Simon Kier for Matteo Gabbia, and a returning Theo Hernandez at left back for Balotore, because Balotore, I've completely just messed his name up there. Fode Balotore, he's injured. He picked up a little bit of a knock in the last game and he's not going to be fully fit until tomorrow, so no point in... Well, I wouldn't play him anyway because he's injured, but you know what I mean. In defensive midfield, our usual 2 of Benessa and Tonali. At right wing, Salamakers comes into the squad for Junior Messias. Brahim Diaz is attacking centre midfield. And then Rafael Leao was getting his first start since returning from injury. So I'm very glad to have him back. He does have the little fitness test icon next to his name, but he should be all right for the majority of the game. I'll probably take him off if he looks like he's getting in a bit of a poor condition. But yeah, looking forward to seeing him play. Olivier Giroud is obviously the striker today. A few youngsters on the bench. We've actually got 9 first teamers on the bench, which is a lot for us. 3 youngsters. They're just there to fill the numbers, really. But yeah, let's see what we can do. I noticed the volume of the Champions League music was a little bit loud in the past 2 videos, or in the past video, so tried to lower it down a little bit. As we just saw Chelsea's team there and I completely missed it. I was just staring at the screen oblivious. There's our team, which I've already ran through. I just don't feel it's ever possible to skip this. I feel like this has to be in the video every single time. There may be a stage where I get bored of it, but Not yet. And now have it with a long ball forward towards Sterling. And there's Tomori. I thought there was going to be a bit of a defensive calamity there, but Tomori doing well to clear it. Cucurella through to Mount. Mount with a great chance, and Mount has given Chelsea the lead at Stamford Bridge. It's his second goal of the season. It's a beautiful finish from him, to be fair. And we're 1-0 down. Made it to half time at just 1-0 down. We've not really been good enough today so far. Now Chelsea are playing with a back three centre backs and then 2 wing backs, and I think they've got a defensive midfielder in there as well. So I'm sort of tempted to move our 2 defensive midfielders into centre midfield, playing in the same roles but just slightly higher up, just to try and get a bit more into where the defensive midfield and defensive line are, because they've kind of got they've got 6 at the back there. So if we can get 6 at the front I know what I'm trying to say. I'm probably not explaining it well, but we're gonna move those 2 up to centre midfield. They haven't played there this season so far. This is a complete risk, to be quite honest. We're gonna switch Tonali to being ball winning midfielder on support. Benesa can stay as a deep line playmaker on support. Rafa Leao and Giroud aren't having the best of games out there. We've got Rebic and Origi on the bench. I think Giroud is one that definitely has to stay on. Leao, he might be a bit rusty, so we'll see how he's doing after about an hour, and then we might have to take him off. Benesa with a long through ball to Brahim. Brahim Diaz with a chance to get a ball in. Mendy with I don't know what he was doing there. The ball's falling back to us with Brahim Diaz. Plays it towards the edge of the box, towards Salamakers. Plays it inside to Giroud. Can he get a turn away? He can, but he shoots it straight at Fofana, and it goes out for a corner. But of course, it's a set piece, so the danger is not yet gone. We are, as I've said many times, very confident in these. Tonali hopefully going to prove me right with this ball in towards Giroud, and that is over. Should be doing better there, Olivier. Corner again. Tonali to take once more. Near post this time. Tomori's there, and it's headed just over the bar. Okay, now we're gone. We are going to take Leao off. He's not really improving that much. And we are going to bring Divock Origi on at attacking left midfield. Just had a notification through from one of my coaches as well to say that we're being exploited a bit in this gap here that's now between our centre midfielders and our defence. But I feel like we've had more opportunities since moving those 2 defensive midfielders up to centre midfield. Do I do this? This seems overly risky for this point of the game. I'm going to try it because we are 1-0 down. So we've got to try and do something to try and get something from this game. So Theo Hernandez is looking a bit tired out there. There's quite a few players that are looking tired actually. And Theo Hernandez isn't one of our worst performers today. So I think I'll keep him on. Tonali is one of those that is not doing great out there, so we're going to bring Bakayoko on for him in defensive midfield, and then I'm going to bring Rebic on for Giroud and move Origi up front and switch to attacking. But it's a free kick for Chelsea, so this isn't looking like it's going to work. Mount in towards Fofana, and that is off the bar and over. We've got 10 minutes left to try and salvage a draw here away from home at Stamford Bridge, and there's a highlight straight after that chance for Chelsea. Kier with the ball at the back, plays it out left to Theo. Now Bakayoko, the substitute, to his fellow substitute Rebic on the left-hand side, who comes inside to Benesa. Need a bit of magic here in the dying moments of this game. A through ball to Origi, but that is never really going to get to him. So Reece James now. Through ball, chip through ball to Sterling. Sterling has found himself in tons of space. It's Sterling with a shot, and he should be finishing that. That was a terrible finish from Raheem Sterling. Maignan picking up the ball, and hopefully we can continue this highlight and create something. He looks a bit lost. He launches that ball up towards the front line. It's headed away by Koulibaly. Rebic gets it. Through ball to Origi, and this could be an opportunity. It's Divock Origi. Oh, it's saved. Is Brahim going to get there? He's not. Fofana clears it. It's end-to-end stuff here in the final 10 minutes at Stamford Bridge. Mendy quite far out of his goal, but launches a ball forward. And the defence fall asleep a little bit, but Simon Kier's there, but there's a defensive mix-up. Kier ran into Tomori, and Mason Mount has punished us. It's 2-0. Complete defensive calamity. Simon Kier thought he'd done some great sweeping there, picking the ball up when the rest of the defence seemed to be asleep, but he ran into Tomori, and Chelsea have made us pay. Throw in on the left. Even if we get a goal now, it's a bit too late. Brahim into the box towards Rebic, headed away by Thiago Silva, and is Sterling going to win that? No, Simon Kier is first to it. He gets a shot away, and that's an excellent shot from the centre-back, but pulls it just wide. And it's not over yet. We're in the 3rd minute of injury time. But like I say, all we can really hope for is a consolation goal as Mendy rolls that out short to Koulibaly. And now Zakaria. In a brilliant tackle by Bakayoko. Origi's got it now. Through ball to Salamakers. Salamakers with a chance to get the consolation, and he's fired that over the bar. We have had plenty of chances in this game. Giroud's had a few. Salamakers has had one. Tomori's had one. We really should have put them away. We could have been level here, but just haven't taken our chances. As it looks like Mendy is trying to wind the clock down with just about 5 seconds left in this game. Long ball forward. That's going to be collected by Tomori, and surely the ref is going to blow his whistle. There's the full-time whistle. It's a disappointing 2-0 defeat away from home to Chelsea. If you look at our XG, it's better than Chelsea's. We should have drawn this. I don't think we should have won. It was a pretty even game, but I think we should have at least drawn. So another match day done. Third match day done, in fact, and we find ourselves bottom of the group. Level on points with Monaco, who are on third in the Europa League space, and only 3 points off the top two qualification places. Obviously, things could look very bad if we don't pick up a win over Chelsea at home in the next game. But if we do pick up a win, things are looking peachy. So we're back for game 2 of this episode, the home game against Chelsea. It's actually one of the early kickoffs on the Tuesday night Champions League action alongside PSG Celtic in Group D. So we will be able to set some sort of a marker for Monaco and Bayer Leverkusen as they head into their game. We have had an injury in the meantime since the Chelsea game. Obviously no league game between the Chelsea first game and this Chelsea game. But Simon Kjær has pulled his groin in training, so he isn't going to be able to play today. So we're going to have to make a change there. Matteo Gabbia is going to come in for him at centre-back. Elsewhere, I'm sort of tempted to bring Junior Messias back into the fold at right wing. But for the rest of the squad, I think we'll keep it as it is. I was a bit concerned about Rafael Leao and Olivier Giroud's performance last time. Sandro Tonali as well as Kalulu, I think, all on 6.4s. Hopefully the home advantage is gonna show in this one. So Chelsea are doing quite well in the Premier League. They are unbeaten after 10 games. They've won 4, drawn 6. You can see they're playing I think that's the same formation as they played last time out, with the 2 defensive midfielders, 2 wing backs and 3 centre backs. We struggled to break through that last time. Hopefully we'll be able to do it this time. But yeah, they're unbeaten in 10 games, sitting 5th in the Premier League, but they've only won 4. A lot of draws in there, 6 draws amongst those 10 games. So we can get a point today. Hopefully we can do a bit better than that, though. You can see already with a point that would move us up to 3rd above Monaco, but of course they play a bit later in the day. So first chance here, Gabbia's got the ball at the back for us. He plays that to his central defensive partner Tomori, and now Kalulu with tons of space on the right-hand side that hopefully he's going to make the most of. He does, he runs into that space and he's running into a good area to get a ball into the box to possibly Giroud. Pulls it back to Messias, who plays that back to Kalulu. Ball into the box. Giroud's there with a header. And it's 1-0. Olivier Giroud. Exactly what I wanted. Ball into the box. Giroud finds the header and finds the back of the net. And we are 1-0 up at home to Chelsea. A goal against his former club. Forgot to mention that in the first game. But we've got, I believe, 2 players who are playing against their former club today in Fikayo Tomori at centre-back and this man, Olivier Giroud, up front. I don't think there's any other former Chelsea players, but correct me if I'm wrong. And that goal temporarily actually sends us to the top of the group. So it's all to play for in our group in the Champions League, as Chelsea have a throw-in, hoping to spoil our provisional celebrations. The great pass forward to Sterling. Sterling needs some support in the box, finds it with Reece James. He pulls it across to Havertz. Havertz with a shot, great save from Maignan, and Sterling again, and then Mount, and then it's gone in. Surely there's an offside there somewhere. And Maignan seemed to stop playing after the second save. The defenders are appealing for the offside. It's going to go to VAR. I'm just very confused as to why Maignan stopped playing if this isn't offside. We're checking. It's been given. So what was... I don't have replays on for opposition goals. What was Mike Maignan playing at? Sorry, I'm going to have to pause that there. Right, so let's take a closer look. This is the highlight we just saw. So Havertz with the first shot. Sterling, yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what the goalkeeper's doing at all. But we move. It's Chelsea on the ball once more. We're back down to 3rd in the group as it stands. Hopefully we don't let Chelsea get the upper hand in this one heading into half time. Jorginho, long ball through the gap of our central defenders to Sterling. Sterling with a chance and Sterling with a goal. And we've thrown away a 1-goal lead. It's 2-1 Chelsea. They've completely turned it around in the first half. And it's getting a bit worrying now. It's getting a bit worrying. Europa League might soon be out of our hands at this rate. Throw in for Chelsea again in their own half. Chalobah, we need to win this. Messias does well to do that. And now we need to try and form some sort of chance. Gabbia with the ball. There's a man on the left, very free at the moment, if anyone wants to find him. They do. It's Theo Hernandez, who cuts inside now. Theo Hernandez going on a bit of a run. Nice ball to Giroud. Chested down. It's a shot, and it's gone in. It's gone through the hands of Mendy. And we're back level. Olivier Giroud with his second goal of the game. And it's not a header for once. It's a goal with his foot. But it was very lucky. Mendy was... Yeah, that ball went straight through Mendy's hand. It was Theo with an amazing run, as we see from a different angle now. Chested down from Giroud and then fires the shot in, and it's just got too much power behind it for Mendy to parry it wide. He instead parries it into the back of his net. Great finish. Not really. Poor goalkeeping is what we'll say. As we get to half-time, and it's been a very eventful first half. Definitely one for the neutrals. 2-2 it is at the half-time break. So I don't think I'm going to make any changes at half-time. Tomori's the only one that's on a bit of a concern in match rating on a 6.4. Or was that Gabbia? It was Tomori and Gabbia, our two centre-backs. But we don't actually have any decent substitute centre-backs that I would feel comfortable bringing on the bench today. Messias has taken a knock, though, and he looks like he wants to come off. So Salamakers is going to make his way onto the field for Junior Messias. Hernandez is looking tired and he's on a yellow card. Although he has been one of our better players today, I think we do need to take him off. He could get a bit complacent with tired legs and maybe get himself sent off, and we don't want that. And again, the other winger, Rafael Leao, he's also looking a bit tired out there. So, well, Rebic is looking aggressive. I'm not going to bring him on because he might get sent off. We'll bring on Divock Origi, left wing. He can play there quite well. And I think we've got two more subs that we can make. And Matteo Gabbia is doing terribly on a 6.3. But as I said, we've only got this guy, Giovanni Incovea, on the bench who can play at centre-back. He's all right, but he's not really Champions League quality just yet. He's only, what was he, 18? 18 years old. I don't really want to bring him on. We do have Kalulu on the bench, actually, that can play at centre-back. Should we do that? We're going to take Gabbia off. We're going to move Kalulu from right-back to centre-back and bring on Serginho Dest, who is still recovering from injury, but he should be all right to play the last however many minutes we've got here. So ball with Tomori at the back. Plays that to one of the substitutes, Serginho Dest. Is he going to go on a little run here, the right-back? He is. He's running all the way down the line. Plays it forwards to Salamakers, the other substitute. Ball into the box. Giroud is there. Giroud with a header. Can he get a hat-trick? It's so close. It's off the inside of the post, and I thought he was going to dive in there to tap it in. But Fofana got there first and managed to clear it. There's about 10 minutes to go now. We've got one more sub to make, and it's going to be Sandro Tonali coming off, simply because he's just really tired. And we'll bring on I can't say his name, Tiamue Bakayoko. He, of course, got a late winner for us in a league game this season, so hopefully he can do the same in this game against Chelsea. We're going to switch it up to attacking mentality just for the final few minutes of the game. I was a bit worried about doing that in case we threw the point away, but it didn't make a difference at all. It's ended here 2-2. Olivier Giroud, the hero for Milan today. Mount and Sterling getting the goals for Chelsea. And I think that's all right. That's an all right result. It keeps us within reach of qualification. And we'll just have to see how Bayer Leverkusen and Monaco do in their game. Hopefully it's a draw. That injury that Junior Messias picked up in the game is a pulled groin, so he's only going to be out for between 4 and 6 days, but that doesn't mean he'll miss the next league game against Cremonese. And I believe we've got the Milan derby coming up as well. He might be ready for that one. That's on a Wednesday. We've got a very busy schedule coming up. It's 2 games a week from now until the World Cup break. So elsewhere in the Champions League, or at least in our group, we'll focus on Monaco actually beat Bayer Leverkusen. So what does that mean? The group is looking like Group C here. So we are still bottom, but we're only 3 points off Chelsea in first. So we obviously have 2 games left against Monaco and Bayer Leverkusen. I think Bayer Leverkusen is our first one, and then it's Monaco on the last match day of the group stage. If we beat both of those, we should be fine. We should qualify. Just need to make sure that we get the job done. And yeah, hopefully it'd be nice if Chelsea made a slip up as well and we could maybe get top spot, but qualification is all that I'm focused on. Elsewhere in the other groups, just while we're here, we might as well take a look, at least in this half of the draw, the first 4 groups I think it is that played on our match day. So we've all played 4 games. Frankfurt are pretty much out of it now, so it's between Marseille, Benfica and Atletico in Group A. In Group B, Copenhagen still hanging in there. They could still technically qualify in their group of death against Dortmund, City and Barcelona. And then in Group D, Celtic still occupying a qualifying spot. I think they lost to PSG today, so that's why they've dropped down to second, but still all to play for. All 4 teams still able to qualify from that one. So looking ahead to the next episode, and of course we'll be back with the final 2 group games from the Champions League. So we've got Bayer Leverkusen and then Monaco. In the meantime, off camera, we'll be playing the games against Cremonese, Inter and Torino. Hopefully we can continue a decent run in Serie A. I'm not sure I've shown you Serie A this episode, but we've got a lot of games in hand. We've played 6. That's the lowest of any team in Serie A. We're on 13 points. A win in one of our games in hand takes us all the way up to 3rd. If we win all of them, we go top. At least temporarily. Fiorentina have also... It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. The teams in the top, they've played so many different games that it's just... I don't know what's going on with the scheduling. But yeah, it's definitely a great start for us. Only lost 1, drawn 1, won 4. So hopefully we can continue a decent run and climb ourselves back up to where we really should be if we will have a long number of games played. So as I said, next episode is Leverkusen, and then we'll play Udinese away from the camera, and then Monaco in the next episode as well. Hopefully it'll be a good episode and we will get through to the knockout stage of the Champions League. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out, hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.